Nos vamos, gracias como siempre por elegirnos. Adiós.
Cuando la luz aparece, inunda el mundo con millones de colores, incluso las escenas más oscuras. Gracias a la tecnología Quantum Dot, se crea el color a través de la luz. Nuevos televisores Samsung QLED, televisor oficial de la Liga.
No hay nada más importante que la salud. Por eso contar con un equipo de especialistas en la misma clínica nos permite ofrecer el mejor tratamiento integral. Soy Gustavo Camañas y soy odontólogo en Vitaldent.
Tu salud empieza en tu boca. Tu salud empieza en Vitaldent. Pide ya una primera consulta en el 900-101-001 o en vitaldent.com.
Ver el horizonte como punto de partida. Aprovechar cada obstáculo para ganar impulso. Y continuar donde los demás se detienen. Nueva gama SUV Peugeot. Nunca los SUV habían llegado tan lejos.
¿Cómo vuela nuevo, tío? Buah, ¿y esto?
Esto te indica el nivel de las baterías.
Pero... ¿dónde se enchufa?
No, hombre, no, se cargan solas. Es un híbrido de Toyota.
Venga, vamos. ¿No lo estrenamos?
No. ¿Tú sabes cómo se pone el centro hasta ahora?
El nuevo Toyota Yaris con baterías autorrecargables es el mejor coche para la ciudad.
Mola, ¿eh?
Aunque no siempre es imprescindible coger el coche a la ciudad. Elige Toyota Hybrid. Conduce como piensas.
Can I pick your brain and get to know your thoughts, so I can read your mind when you don't wanna talk? And can I touch your face before you go? I'll collect your scales, but you don't have to know.
Una herramienta que camufla las noticias de Bill Scott en el programa que usas en tu trabajo. Productores de texto, sea cual sea tu herramienta de trabajo, tenemos una versión más. Entra en billscott.es y disfruta la nueva temporada mientras levantas un cargo. Bill Scott, fútbol a otro nivel.
Sin haber logrado todavía ni una sola victoria, último en la clasificación y con tan solo un punto. ¿Qué tal? Muy buenas noches, bienvenidos a esta
camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? On to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before...
Para conocer toda la información con nuestros compañeros José Sanchís, Patrick Leiber y Axel Torres. Muy buenas tardes, ¿cómo estáis?
Hola Lucía, hola amigos de BIN La Liga, ¿qué tal? Muy poquito para que arranque el partido entre el Barça y el Málaga, poco más de 10 minutos, así que en esta previa express vamos primero a saludar a los comentaristas. ¿Qué tal, Axel? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes también para Patrick Leiber, rápido con los 11 porque tenemos muy poquito tiempo y hay que acercarle a toda la audiencia de BIN La Liga cuáles son las selecciones tanto de Ernesto Valverde
camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? On to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side.
Por los que apuesta en el día de hoy Ernesto Valverde. Pocos cambios respecto al último partido de Champions frente a Olympiacos. Ter Stegen va a estar en la portería. Defensa para Sergi Roberto, Mascherano, Umtiti y Lucas Digne. Centro del campo con Busquets, con Rakitic y con Iniesta. Arriba de Ulufeu. Messi y Luis Suárez. Patrick.
Sí, como has dicho, dos cambios entre Mascherano y entre Rakitic, pues son cambios normales. Y bueno, estos partidos hay que jugar y hay que ganarlo.
Axel, muy poquitas rotaciones en el equipo de Valverde, a pesar de que jugaba contra el rival en principio más débil del grupo en Champions como fue Olympiacos, y hoy recibe la visita del colista.
Sí, además una de las rotaciones hoy es el cambio de central, ¿no? Y Piqué es el que jugó menos minutos porque fue expulsado antes del descanso en el partido ante el conjunto heleno. Lo que sí se esperaba era que Deulofeu repitiera en ataque, ¿no? Porque quedó la sensación de que fue el perjudicado de esa expulsión, de que
se quedó a media.
Exacto, ¿no? Y estaba claro que hoy iba a tener de nuevo la opción de salir de inicio.
Conozcamos también el 11 del Málaga, que dispone un 4-4-2 como sistema. Se especulaba con la posibilidad de...
Hassett camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? On to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before...
Andrés Prieto por delante del guardameta que hoy se estrena, Rosales, Luis Hernández, Bes y Juancar, con Adrián y Rolón en el centro del campo, las bandas para Keco Gontán y para el Choi Castro, arriba Adalberto Peñaranda y Diego...
Hassett camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? On to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before... Hassett camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him?
Incluso Adrián, el segundo mediocentro, es un jugador con mucha presencia en área contraria, un equipo casi te diría que ultra ofensivo de Mitchell esta noche en el Camp Nou.
El Barça intentando prolongar su buena dinámica en todas las competiciones, son ya 11 compromisos consecutivos sin perder para el cuadro de Valverde. El Málaga llega en situación muy delicada, pero como anuncia o invita a pensar su alineación con tremenda ambición de romper su mala racha en el día de hoy. Barça-Málaga en nada, en directo y en exclusiva aquí en Villa Liga.
Muchas gracias, compañeros, los dejamos ya preparados porque nos vamos a ir directamente hasta ahí, hasta el Camp Nou, porque a las 9 menos cuarto, en apenas unos minutos, arranca ese choque entre el Fútbol Club Barcelona y el Málaga. Se enfrentan el líder y el colista en situaciones completamente opuestas. Nos vemos después del partido y que disfrutéis del fútbol. 9 menos cuarto, en apenas unos minutos, arranca ese choque entre el Fútbol Club Barcelona y el Málaga. Se enfrentan el líder y el colista en situaciones completamente opuestas.
Tras protagonizar grandes gestas en Champions, el Atlético del Cholo quiere volver a brillar en la competición doméstica del caos. Los colchoneros viajan a Elche dispuestos a despejar cualquier tipo de duda. Tras protagonizar grandes gestas... Copa del Rey, Elche Atlético de Madrid. Este miércoles en Villa Liga.
Esta temporada, William Hill te trae apuesta, la nueva forma de apostar. Crea tu apuesta en Liga, envíala por Twitter con hashtag #miapuesta y recibe tu cuota personalizada. De ahora en adelante, tú decides a qué apostar. William Hill, donde apuestan los que apuestan, desde 1934. Hashtag #miapuesta y recibe tu cuota personalizada. De ahora en adelante, tú decides a qué apostar. William Hill, donde apuestan los que apuestan, desde 1934.
Ser una leyenda del fútbol. Apuesta en este partido. Vive emoción. Elige Big Win.
¿Querrías ser especialista? ¿O estilista? Quizás soltero. O tal vez artista. Aventurero. O mejor, cualquiera. Caballero. Animalista. Guerrero. Motorista. Pero, ¿y por qué no? Vaquero. Puede. Más espacio. Más modularidad. Nuevo Citroën C3 Cross, más posibilidades. Ven a descubrirlo ya.
Nadie pasa la historia por hacer las cosas como otros hacen. Nadie admira a los convencionales, ni a los modernos, ni a los monos. Nadie sueña con ser como alguien que vive exactamente como los demás. Luego de NVX, nunca se le
with my friends. And my first kiss on Friday night, I don't reckon that I did it right. I was younger then.
Eres un exagerado.
Take me back to when we found.
Vamos a poner el borde del área, la corta al rival, se la pone Andrés, chuta y...
So long, oh how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, into tiny dancer.
¿Sabes cómo se pone el centro hasta ahora?
El nuevo Superyaris con baterías actualizadas que tiene mejor coche de la ciudad. Aunque no siempre es imprescindible comprar con velocidad. Elige el Toyota Galaxy. Conduce la movilidad.
Al menos nos remitimos a lo que se desprende de la tabla.
They're watching everywhere you go. They following you all the time. These ghosts will try to take your soul. These ghosts don't make you lose your mind. I've been haunted, I'm haunted. The eye is always on me. Everywhere I go, I'm followed like Illuminati. I've been haunted, I'm haunted. The eye is always watching. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being haunted. I'm talking, AKA try to box it. And if they kill me, fuck it, I guess that's my only option. They been plotting, they plotting, so make sure that you watch it. Just try to keep me quiet, I say fuck the vow, silence. They watching everywhere you go. They following you all the time. These ghosts will try to take your soul. These ghosts don't make you lose your mind. Yeah, I'm haunted, the eye is always on me. Everywhere I go, I'm followed like Illuminati. I've been haunted, I'm haunted. The eye is always watching. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being haunted. Yeah, to be specific, the shit I'm seeing's extremely cryptic. Incapable of articulating with these linguistics. Beyond my English, figures I can't distinguish. I'm followed by these demons and spirits I can't relinquish. Ghosts, everywhere I look, I think I see them there. Ghosts, something's wrong with me, my vision seems impaired. Ghosts, apparitions and creatures you cannot see in mirrors. Homie, if you bury your skeletons, better keep them there. I'm haunted, the eye is The eye is always on me. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being haunted. Even go to sleep, I've been asking myself, what the fuck is going on? I can't answer myself. Now I think I'm going crazy, I could laugh at myself. Trying to find the truth could make a man insane. They watching everywhere you go. They following you all the time. These ghosts will try to take your soul. These ghosts will make you lose your mind. Yeah, they watching everywhere you go. They following you all the time. These ghosts will try to take your soul. These ghosts will make you lose your mind. They watching everywhere you go. They following you all the time. These ghosts will try to take your soul. These ghosts will make you lose your mind.
Let me see the dark sides as well as the bright. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Let me see the dark sides. Let me see the inside out. Let me see the dark sides. Let me see the inside out. I'm gonna love you. Let me see the dark sides. I'm gonna love you. Let me see the inside out.
Lovely player from Venezuela. Lots of ability, loves to get forward. Is he going to have the opportunity?
Can I pick your brain and get to know your thoughts, so I can read your mind when you don't wanna talk? And can I touch your face before you go? I'll collect your scales, but you don't have to know. Let me see the dark sides as well as the bright. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Let me see the dark sides. Let me see the inside out. Let me see the dark sides. Let me see the inside out. I'm gonna love you. Let me see the dark side. I'm gonna love you. Let me see the inside out. I'm gonna love you. Let me see the dark side.
throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before. Tassif camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? And on to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before. Tassif camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? And on to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before. Tassif camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? And on to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before. Tassif camped out right near the penalty spot. Can they find him? And on to Sergio Roberto. Good defense from Perez. And a throw in for the home side. But Ray, losing any player in your starting lineup just before.
A good 6 inches over the lane. How the referee's assisting on that far side can't see it. But what a start for Barcelona. But an erroneous goal. Look at that. It's not just the ball's in the air, and sometimes that can be deceptive, but it's clearly over the lane.
Again, from our angle, you might expect to see a little green between the white and the ball, but that one clearly seemed to be at least a few inches out.
For sure.
And the assistant on the near side, Miguel Martinez, did not spot it. So Barcelona, a bit of a gift.
No question. Said it a million times. It's a shame there's no exercise machine for the referee's eyes. Nautilus, are you listening?
But again, that is one where goal line technology would not have changed it, although video review might have. Ter Stegen out to grab hold before Roland can get there, and as much as the good luck continues for Barca, the bad luck continues for Malaga.
A cruel blow so early in the game.
Touched inside, Roland gets it off, and Mascherano able to clear it out for the corner. Good look at the former Defensor Sporting man.
Diego Roland, nice little tiptoe through the tulips past Umtiti. A nice turn as well. Good hit. You've seen this kid grow up, me and you, Phil. Uruguayan international, and he was playing for the under-17s in Uruguay. I remember Diego was standing out in the tournaments.
Driven in from the corner, smashed down by Bess, but missed at the post.
Roland again. Lovely ball flighted over the back. Nicely won over Umtiti. The ball just misses the head, and Digne got a little arm on Diego Roland.
Did just enough to throw him off.
Exclusivamente para estas cosas no pueden pasar. Y lo que te comentaba, para mí Michel hoy valiente, perdiendo con sus armas. Creo que el 11 que ha sacado es muy competitivo.
Ter Stegen over for Umtiti. Something that you had mentioned, quite the chemistry between the young Frenchman and Gerard Piqué, and as much as Mascherano has meant to Barcelona, it's hard to adapt sometimes.
Well, that pairing of Piqué and Umtiti combination. Here's another look at this goal that should never have been right there, clearly out. In live time it looked as if it was a mile over.
Offside this time.
But as in Piqué and Umtiti, Phil, that combination, the best in Europe, of allowing less goals in any of the big leagues. That combination doing the job, and of course it's not just down to them two, it's the goalkeeper and at midfield. It's been working so hard to protect them in the press, and it always leads up to the forwards as well, who set the tone. So all in all, defensively, Barcelona have been back to their absolute best, and now the sparklers come out. Unlucky.
Well, just a bit too far away from the French left back.
Been playing well as well. Another player who stepped up in his personal form. Individually, look at Digne. Gadin.
Flipped in for Adrian, the coach's son. 29-year-old has had to battle that through his days back in the Fabrica of Real Madrid. Much of his professional career, though, spent away from his father, but here in Malaga they are working together, but at 0-1-7 that might not be for much longer. In fact, Ray, we were talking about this before, a bit surprised that Mitchell's still in position. Rakitic tries to create space.
That's for sure, Phil. He's had some great opportunities to produce teams with really top-class clubs in his time. Olympiacos, Sevilla, Marseille. Big clubs that have been
sparkled against the Greeks midweek.
And hasn't taken advantage of great Real Madrid legend as a player, of course.
Nice dummy by Rakitic. Also one of the greatest strikers Spain has ever produced against the Greeks midweek. But as a manager, he has been left wanting a bit. Roberto in. Suarez scoops it away from Keiko. Messi has not been on the ball much, trying to find a pocket in the middle. Rakitic. Roberto. Deulofeu. Paulinho, who sparkled against the Greeks midweek. Ashe. Second thought, and they'll have to settle for a throw-in. 0-1-7 for Malaga, 7-1-0 for Barca. Top of the table versus bottom of the table. 22 points versus 1, 24 goals versus 4. And as you mentioned in the pregame, 3 of those 4 coming in one match. They have been shut out in 7 of their last 9. Suarez stripped by Keiko, young Atletico product. Back to Prieto.
Messi hasn't been too much on the ball, but there hasn't been a better player for Barcelona than Lionel Messi. It sounds sacrilege to even suggest anything else, but he has been absolutely at his all-time glittering best in so many opportunities and situations where he's come out and saved Barcelona. And it is Suarez that's been having a bit of a rough time taking his great opportunities, but he's had some nice touches here early on, and again the ball sticking to Luis.
Let's see if he can stick it in the back of the net. If there is one thing that is not clicking for Barca, it is the big number 9. And we were talking about this on the locker room and also during breaks. Is it just the situation? He's now 30. He's on the wrong side of that line.
Beautiful player.
Or is it just a bad stretch? Back for Iniesta, who blew through that 30-year-old line. Ball slips through. Almost touched in as Prieto flies out.
What a ball from Iniesta. There's a big question mark all over the ball. Can you rein this one in, Rakitic? But they sent with a dozen roses tied around it right into stride. But I think Rakitic does the sportsmanlike thing and pulls out right here instead of extending his foot. And I think that's a good show of real sportsmanship by the Croatian international, to be honest, Phil. He could have got there, but he would have been putting Andres Prieto in really deep danger of physical harm. I'm not so sure.
There are some who would have stuck the boot out.
For sure.
Credit to Prieto as well. Even though he saw the contact coming, kept the arms out wide in case there was a touch. So brave play.
Again, though, the lynx eye vision of Iniesta on full display there when we see it again. He stabs through it, and he knows he's got to really clip it strongly in order to get it near Rakitic. And he does it absolutely brilliantly. Again, wonderful touches in the early going by the captain.
Nice touch by Roland. A little bump for Roberto and could have turned into something. But Sergio Busquets puts the fire out. Iniesta can't quite control.
Defective ball. Look at this again. Iniesta says, can you get this one? It comes right across and just ricochets off the defender. Rosales, and the ball travels over the line. A lovely tuck away. The back heel.
Luis Hernandez made the jump from Leicester City last season, the Madrid-born defender. Rakitic back for Mascherano. 4-0 at home, outscoring the opposition 16-1.
Not quite the same for Malaga.
0-4, goalless and 9 allowed away.
Couldn't find Nelson's monument in Trafalgar Square, Phil, this side. Never mind the back of the net. They've been absolutely woeful.
Chance for Messi. Suarez wanted it back. Iniesta to Messi. Digne to the middle, and a slide takes it away. Bess saving the day.
Wonderful combination again. Messi and Iniesta. Better rhythm than a set of Jamaican kettle pot players. Wonderful passes. The rhythm is set beautifully. And again, good desperate defending from the Anchovies.
Like it might have even been Esteban Roland sliding back. Regardless, 1-0 the score after that early goal that should not have counted for Barca. Credit to Malaga for maintaining composure, although here a foul. They have never been winless through the opening 8 games in their history. And Barcelona looking to make it 9. Deulofeu again favoring that right foot. Messi on his left. Threads it through, gets it back. And speaking of defective balls, that one bounced at the wrong time.
I think it's Adrian who steps in the way there. Good lead.
Iniesta for Messi.
You see this again. I think it's the ex-Real Madrid B player that comes to the rescue for Malaga after another wonderful squirrel on a telephone wire run by Lionel. Plays the ball in, gets it back beautifully from the illusionista. And then this one gets triggered across. That's the earlier opportunity. He knows they were so close to another wonderfully orchestrated goal.
Messi, you might have seen there at the end of that last play, getting a little talking to from Pablo Gonzalez. Maybe showing a bit of frustration on the collision with Bess. Mascherano. There is the man from Talence. First year from Nice, the 29-year-old. Titi.
Confident football, isn't it? The way that ball, Sergio Roberto splits the two onrushing players. Into Umtiti, who had Roland coming onto him, but never a hesitation. They played out of the back, just so confidently, and ask each other questions. And 9 times out of 10, those questions are always answered. And again, we'll see it here.
Again, starting to see here.
You don't mind going 3 steps backwards to come so many forward. Switch of play.
A bit different from the Pep Guardiola days, where everything seemed to be within 10 yards, and that was by purpose, because if you lost it, you were only 10 yards away from winning it back. Here you see the compactness front to back, but under Valverde, not afraid to make those long switches. Spotting the run of Iniesta. minor thigh injury for Jordi Alba. And again, the depth responding. Rafinha and Dembele both out long term. Mascherano. Roberto. Deulofeu. To La Masia Grads. Behind that sizzle, and as you can hear the chant, 17-14 is when the Senieras pop out, celebrating the day, if you will. As the ball launched in and cleared by Rakitic, that Catalonia fell to Spain. Roland offside. Catalonia because of the recent independence referendum. And let's just say we are living in troubled times.
Certainly has had an effect on the crowd as well, in terms of bums in the seats here today for various reasons, which is a sad comment.
Again, a lot of the Barcelona fans not happy. Just hand him the keys to the stadium.
And they're going to have to unload some big earners that are sitting on the bench. Some of them not even sitting on the bench.
Is that Messi or the imposter? I couldn't quite tell.
Oh, you'll be able to tell as soon as the ball goes to his feet.
Here's Sergio Roberto. Rakitic. Back for Mascherano. Mentioned how Malaga had been a bit of a bogey team, and look at the last 6 meetings between these two. And Barca has dropped points in 4 of them. The whistle had already blown, and it looks like a card could be coming out. It looks like Rosales is in the book.
Not a dirty player at all, this young lad.
Deulofeu. Malaga fierce in defense. but Barca holds on.
Zippy ball from Messi, that.
Iniesta wide, the back for Iniesta. Rakitic makes the run.
Good ball.
In for Roberto, but well defended. Looks like Chori Castro coming back. Even here at the Camp Nou, Ray, the last 3 meetings have been split evenly.
Yeah.
2 seasons ago, Malaga actually won, and last year they drew. This will swing away as De La Feu whips it into the near post.
Well, these 20 opening minutes, Phil, as well. Valverde's team ahead on the score sheet and should not be.
Mitchell said that they came in not fearful, still working to try and get a victory, which sounds like coach speak when you're winless through 8. Credit to them, they have given Barcelona problems, and but for a blink of the linesman's eyes, we would still be level. Looking for their 17th straight win at home in league play for Barca. And of worry to Malaga, they have scored at least 2 goals in each of them. So Barca not done yet. Back for Juancar. Ex-Real Madrid product, dummied through by Bess all the way to Prieto. Clearance goes straight to Rakitic, though. Somehow Busquets pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Messi upended after that collision with Bess.
Predictably drawing it up very deep in 4-5-1 formation. It's never changed since the kickoff, but still Barcelona haven't been as penetrative as what you would have thought. And Lionel Messi certainly laying in the long grass. 24 minutes in, him and Suarez have had very little involvement in combination play or individually. Good player, this kid, Miranda.
Still awaiting his first goal for Venezuela, but if you've had the chance to see him, there will be plenty. When we first saw him pop up, seemed to be a lot of flash, to the point where he was always trying to showboat. Maybe a bit of a frustrating tenure with Watford, and a little bit shorty, polishing some of those edges. Nice from Rakitic. Back for Ter Stegen. Speaking about polished edges, I can think back, it wasn't that long ago, any back pass towards Ter Stegen made Barca fans worry.
Brilliant from Busquets again, pulling that one down with his right foot out of the air and
stabbing it on. And what the foul should have been called, but advantage was played by the ref. Again, masterful from Sergi Busquets. Masterful.
Bursting forward, Messi with an extra gear. Wants it back. Off the hand of Bess. That's going to be a free kick just outside the box.
And it denies a certain goal. Wonderful given goal. Started with Sergi Busquets, the first domino to push the rest. And then it arrives at Leon Messi's feet. And of course, he'll fold light in front of him. And that's a certain handball. There's the give and go.
Luis Hernandez.
Yep. Just underneath the armpit there, with the hand moving onto the ball for sure. Or the arm, excuse me.
Spent more than a decade at Real Madrid, but never made it to the A team.
Close to actually playing it with his chest. He gambled and he lost. And this sets up showtime for you-know-who.
A lot of times you can say the ball's too close to allow the kicker to work magic, but Not for this man. 6'4".
Anybody that was watching PSG there the other week saw Neymar in a very similar position, and he went downstairs and fired it beneath. This looks an awful long, 10 yards. But it's right when you look at the curve of where the ball is in the penalty box and the penalty spot.
Again, it should be the same distance behind the arc, behind the penalty spot. But it looks like he's getting an extra couple yards.
I think he drew it up wrong, and I think he knows it.
Whipped into the wall. Second effort off balance. And he won't get a third try. Keiko. One back by Suarez. And here they come again for the run of play. Fans a little testy, and that might be understandable on the day. And Titi over to Mache.
Well, this is a place where the people always gathered in the old days, isn't it? So that they could speak amongst each other, and not much has changed.
What do those drum beats portend? Off the arms, but they were up to protect.
That only affects the face, though, Phil. That was a little lower, just at the chest level, but you know, I'm going to get a penalty kick called for that.
First half hour going by rather quickly.
Again, toothless up front for sure, but doing a good fist of a job in defense, Malaga.
What's the key, other than perhaps in the transfer window, to breaking Barcelona down? What does Malaga have to do today to have a chance?
Well, take the opportunities as isolated as they'll come, obviously, but hey,
the boot pass from Suarez, well defended by Hernandez.
It's a lovely touch from Delafio to get past Hernandez, but Lewis is a little bit more muscular and just brushes him off on that turn towards goal. Very, very well defensive.
Last charge by Malaga again. Shorty Castro, 33, busting a lung to make that run, and maybe a hair out of place. Final quarter hour of this opening half.
The other way. The dangerous players on the break like this, if they can get the players up in support, which they are now.
Roland pushing it wide. Juancard with a burst. Cross to the middle. Glancing header, but off target. Oh, he's going to want to have that one back, Shorty Castro.
Castro, wonderful effort in the diving header. Beautiful from Juancard here. The ball kept in, glancing header, spectacularly flying onto it, and a tremendous effort to beat ter Stegen at the back post, but Marc Andres has got that near post covered, and it's well wide in the end. But admirable play, good support, that's the key for Malaga on those isolated breaks. Look out.
Outside of the boot pass from Suarez, well defended by Hernandez.
It's a lovely touch from Delafio to get past Hernandez, but Lewis is a little bit more muscular and just brushes him off on that turn towards goal.
That last charge by Malaga again. Shorty Castro, 33, busting a lung to make that run, and maybe a hair out of place. Final quarter hour of this opening half. In for Messi, but defended by Bess. Rosales. Haven't seen him unleash that right foot yet. And that could be one danger for Barca, a foul anywhere around the area. And the two Uruguayans or the two Venezuelans, both capable of tying this one up. And Titi.
very much within themselves, Barcelona. Really are conserving a lot of energy, patiently just weaving through and finding each other without the real ambition to go for the jugular, just taking the time to wear Malaga down, living on a dangerous edge, sort of. Nicely.
Busquets. Roberto. Burst of speed from Deulofeu, but on his off foot, Messi, Rakitic. Pressure continues to mount. Suarez. And Iniesta keeps it alive at risk to his health. Rakitic again pushing the line. Tries to have a go and smacks into Paul Bess.
Now Bess comes across and Rakitic has no idea that Bess is coming in like a locomotive train, and it's a complete accident. That just doesn't help the pain.
Line if it makes it. Flipped on, but offside. Peñaranda's touch. Putting Roland in an offside position. Again, credit to Malaga, starting to force their way back.
Well, it's the early part of the game. They'll have that energy to join in support of Peñaranda.
Again, this time Deulofeu taken down.